Tonight, a heroic mother and her 2 young children laid to rest after last week's tragedy in the flooded Tweed River. A top German soccer team attacked by a series of explosions on the way to a Champions League game. 2 girls winched to safety in a dramatic rescue off rocks on North Stradbroke Island. And a war of words between Canberra and Brisbane over vital relief funding for Queensland's disaster victims.
This is 10 Eyewitness News, first at 5, with Georgina Lewis.
Good evening. A husband and father has fought back tears as he said goodbye to his 3 angels, whose lives were tragically taken when their car plunged into the Tweed River. Today, emergency personnel who were first on the scene joined dignitaries, family and friends to mourn heroic mother Stephanie King and her 2 youngest children. Jade Kotick was at the service. Europe is reeling again tonight after 3 explosions near the bus of a German Champions League football team. One of the Borussia Dortmund players was injured by shattered glass as the blast forced the evacuation of thousands of soccer fans. Lauren Day has more. Divisions have emerged within Labor ranks over whether the federal government should lend $900 million to Adani to build a railway line for their controversial coal mine. Premier Palaszczuk hopes construction of the rail line would generate much needed jobs. Jonathan Lee joins us now from Canberra. Jonathan, does Bill Shorten support the project?
A decision on this independent investment must be independently made, but no doubt if widely backed, Georgie.
Thank you, Jonathan Lee, reporting live there from Canberra. Coming up, a Gold Coast man accused of causing mayhem on the M1 has been woken from an induced coma. Also, thieves hit the jackpot, robbing a Ballarat woman of $70,000 worth of gold bullion. The voice of the Melbourne Cup set to call it a day. And in sport, we have a sneak peek at Chris Fagan's plans to make the Lions' Den a better place.
He's Hollywood's biggest star.
Hero of men, go.
No, seriously, look at the size of him.
I will beat you like a Cherokee drum.
We talked to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the Fast and the Furious tough girl Michelle Rodriguez.
All right, you get style points for that one.
Plus, Merrick Watts joins us live. The Project, 6:30 tonight.
Good afternoon, Amelia Roperhart in the Auto Leaders Traffic Chopper. A shocking run for the Gateway this afternoon after a series of earlier incidents and accidents around Nudgee and Brackenridge. It's left this queue. It backs all the way to Airport Drive through Eagle Farm, also affecting Southern Crossway with that delay all the way back to Toombul Road. The Western Freeway remains heavily delayed as well. That's all thanks to a smash earlier around that Victory Pocket stretch. We'll have a fresh check for you in around 30 minutes right now. It's back to you, Georgie.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Amelia. A Gold Coast father accused of leading police on a high-speed chase along the M1 has been woken from an induced coma. 35-year-old Vito Verzi is now in a stable condition in the Gold Coast University Hospital. He faces a string of charges over the terrifying rampage on Monday and is expected to face Southport Court when he's released from hospital. He's accused of driving at dangerous speeds, forcing other vehicles off the motorway. Police say he was tasered as he resisted arrest at Gavin. Hanging up his microphone after almost 4 decades. Greg Miles has 36 Melbourne Cups to his name and will call his final race this weekend. Catherine Firkin has more. The Katter Party threatens to hold the state government to ransom over culling crocodiles. That's ahead. Also, the old Petrie paper mill site set to undergo an enormous transformation. And the plan to launch a 2-kilometre zipline ride around Mount Cootha. You're watching 10 Eyewitness News. The Katter Party is threatening to block the state budget unless its new crocodile culling bill gets the backing of state parliament. The draft legislation includes a plan to reintroduce safari hunting of the animals as well as egg harvesting. Brendan Savage has the details. A multi-million-dollar zipline is destined for Mount Cootha. The thrill-seeker ride is expected to reel in new visitors looking for an exhilarating, eco-friendly experience. Christina Costales reports. I think it's a great idea. Time now for an early weather check. Josh, it was another lovely autumn day.
To use the old cliche, it was picture perfect across the southeast, Georgie, all thanks to a large area of high pressure. We can see it here on screen, looming over southeastern parts of the continent, but it will be drifting in an easterly direction over the next couple of days. Once that happens, the winds will tend a little bit more onshore for the Queensland coast, and that will increase the chance of showers ever so slightly, but more so for those coastal exposed areas. No real showers to speak of today. The odd spit and spat along the coastal fringe, but apart from that, dry for most parts. We hit 28 degrees in Ipswich today, 26 degrees at Redcliffe and 24 degrees out on the Downs for Toowoomba. Now, the Easter long weekend is fast approaching, Georgie. I have all those details coming up at around about 5 to 6.
We'll see you then. Thanks, Josh. Next, anxiety growing as North Korea makes more nuclear threats. Also, another staggering misstep from United Airlines for its heavy-handed treatment of a passenger. And the Queen meets one very hungry and demanding elephant.
Tonight, with rising tensions between the world's major powers, what would happen if they actually went to war? That's tonight at 6:30. We'll see you then.
Good afternoon, Amelia Oberhart in the Auto Leaders traffic chopper. A free car park at the moment for that outbound run on the Western Freeway moving from Mount Cootha all the way out towards Fig Tree Pocket. The Gateway still trying to recover too around Brackenridge. Here's a look at that northbound run as you push onto the Bruce. Fairly patchy at times. The M1 southbound also looking very slow from 8 Mile Plains all the way down to Ormo. Have a great night, a safe one on the roads. We'll check it again for you tomorrow. Right now, it's back to you, Georgie.
Thanks, Amelia. Anxiety is growing in Canberra over escalating tensions between the US and North Korea. The rogue country has threatened to strike the US with a nuclear missile after Donald Trump sent Navy ships to the Korean Peninsula. According to Christopher Pine, Kim Jong-un's regime poses the greatest threat to global security. Mr. Trump has called on China to take action, but says if they don't help, the US will solve the problem alone. United Airlines continues to pay a hefty price for dragging a passenger off an overbooked flight against his will. The company's CEO has issued 2 apologies so far and pledged it won't happen again. Investors have wiped 1% off the company's share price, costing the company more than $330 million. And United has made itself the butt of jokes worldwide. The family of the abused passenger claims he was targeted because he was Chinese. That's also caused a backlash against the airline in China. And finally, an eager elephant has upstaged the Queen, plucking a banana from Her Majesty's hand during a visit to an English zoo. The cheeky animal clearly forgot its manners, grabbing the piece of fruit before looking for more. The zoo has just opened a new $1 million home for 9 Asian elephants. Maybe a little hungry, John.
Yeah, very cheeky indeed.
Over to you.
Thanks very much, Georgie. Hello, Rogan. Coming up, the Titans set to turn up the pressure on Anthony Milford in the M1 Derby. All the league news is next. Also, Chris Fagan takes 10 News inside the revamped Lions Den as he tries to restore the pride. And from the joys of victory at Margaret River to the pains at Bells Beach, Sally Fitzgibbon suffers an injury at the Rip Curl Pro. Welcome back. The Titans have vowed to throw Anthony Milford off his game ahead of Friday's Queensland Derby. The Brisbane playmaker can expect plenty of pressure as he looks to step up in Ben Hunt's absence. Veronica Eggleton has more. Georgie, that's all in sport.
Thank you, Jono. The Easter weekend is fast approaching. Josh has the full forecast next.
Tomorrow, Julia Roberts and the real Erin Brockovich are on Studio 10. Too much? Yeah. Just what Hollywood secrets will they reveal? Plus, Pete Murray performs live in the studio.
And I will come for you.
Studio 10 to see what all the fuss is about. 8:30 tomorrow.
It is weather time now. Josh, will it stay fine for Easter?
It's the big question on everyone's lips. Georgie, good evening. The good news is it does look like a good forecast for southeast Queensland, but also looking quite nice right across the state. We'll look at that in detail in just a moment. Firstly, to the Ridges weather cam on this Wednesday evening, where today in the city we hit a top temp of 28 degrees. That's one above average for this time of year. Diving into the satellite picture though across the nation, and we've got a bit of cloud over the northern part of the country. That is associated with a tropical low. Further south though, most of the continent clear under a broad area of high pressure. We can see that here on the synoptic chart. It is drifting in an easterly direction, and as this system pushes into the Tasman Sea, it will direct onshore winds along the Queensland coast. They're already slightly onshore at the moment, coming in from the southeast, but they'll come a little bit more onshore, probably from the east, which will create a few showers along the coastal fringe, in particular around areas of the north. You can see the high pressure ridge really extending from the southwest of WA into the inland parts, which will remain dry over the coming days. A cold front passing over the far southern areas of Australia and Tassie tomorrow. Apart from that though, looking pretty good for most areas. It does include Queensland once again. There is a slight chance of a shower along the eastern fringe. It'll probably be those coastally exposed areas that see the best of it. Slight chance of the odd spit and spat making it through the adjacent inland, but as you can see through our inland centres further west, Charleville, Longreach, Mount Isa, all staying fine, clear and calm at the moment. A very typical type autumn weather pattern unfolding at the moment. For Sydney, tops of 23 degrees, the odd shower persisting there. Canberra going for a top of 21 after an overnight low of 7 degrees. Hitting that mark in Hobart tonight as well. Up to 22 degrees tomorrow, 25 degrees in Adelaide, fine and sunny skies there. 27 for Perth, mostly sunny. And for Darwin, showers and thunderstorms with tops of 31. Some isolated heavy falls as well with that tropical low nearby. But moving back home, showers on the east coast as mentioned. Cairns, slight chance, 30 degrees, 31 in Townsville and 28 degrees in Mackay, 30 degrees in Rocky. For the southeast, just a slight chance of a shower, most likely about the coastal fringe. Overnight temperatures falling to between 13 and 17. For the waters tomorrow, we're looking at southeasterly winds through the afternoon. For Brisbane City tomorrow, a partly cloudy day with a top of 27 degrees, and over the next couple of days, here you go. That's just a possible shower on Sunday. I wouldn't worry about that, and staying fine as we get to Easter Monday. For Ipswich, it will be mostly the same. Temperatures hovering around that 29 degree mark. So dry and very comfortable outside, Georgie. So great for camping and getting outdoors.
Nice warm weekend. Thank you, Josh. That is 10 Eyewitness News for now. We'll be back tomorrow at 5. For regional viewers, stay on WIN for local news. Have a good week.